What if your home could be more than just a place where your child lives? What if it could be an environment that's, intentionally designed to spark their natural development? Well, today, we're diving into the Montessori blueprint for building independence right inside your own four walls. So I want you to really stop and think about this for a second. Is your home a space for your child to simply live in, or is it a place for them to truly grow in? Because that one simple question, well, it's at the absolute heart of the Montessori approach to the home. And that leads us right to this core concept. A Montessori-prepared home is basically a setting that's adapted to the child. We're talking accessible, child-sized tools and really organized spaces, all designed to encourage them to discover things on their own and build real, genuine independence. All right, so let's start with the big idea here. Building a home that's actually built for them. Before we get into all the practical how-tos, it is so important to understand the why behind this whole blueprint. And here's what it all boils down to. The core goal is to foster real independence and a sense of responsibility right from the very beginning. It's a huge shift from, making life easier for us as parents to actually empowering the child to do things for themselves. So how do we actually do that? Well, it all starts with the foundation, order and access. This is all about creating a world your child can actually understand and navigate all on their own. Because when a child's world on the outside is orderly, it helps them build that sense of order on the inside, which is just crucial for their developing little minds. And wow, when you see it side by side, the contrast is it's night and day, right? On one hand, you've got the typical playroom, that overflowing toy chest that's like a black hole, furniture built for giants, and just visual chaos. But on the other hand, the prepared environment has maybe just a few thoughtful choices on low shelves, a little table that's their size, and this amazing sense of order and calm. You can almost feel the difference. So how do you create this child-sized world? Okay, it starts with low open shelves for their toys and materials. It means every single thing has its own spot, a predictable little home it goes back to. It means child-sized furniture and, get this, accessible, real tools. Yep, like a tiny pitcher they can actually pour from, or even a real, sturdy glass they learn to use carefully. It's about respect and capability. And this brings us perfectly to our next big idea, seeing everyday life as a learning opportunity. This is where we shift our focus from just the physical space to the activities that happen in it. It's where we start turning what we call chores into what Montessori called meaningful work. Let's make this super concrete. A perfect first practical life activity is just pouring. You get 2 small pitchers, fill one up with something dry, like rice or beans. Then you, very slowly and deliberately, show them how to pour from one to the other. And then you invite them to try. And here's the key. You have to embrace the spills. They're gonna happen. It's all part of the learning process. It's about building the skill, not about being perfect. And once you start looking, you see that these practical life moments are literally everywhere. It's involving them when you're cooking, letting them help set the table, creating a little station with a stool so they can wash their own hands. It's arranging their clothes so they can actually pick out their own outfit. See, these aren't just chores. They're lessons in being a capable human. Okay, so beyond those practical life skills, the prepared home also nurtures their mind and body. This is all about bringing in specific activities that support their whole development and can, grow and change right along with them. I absolutely love this next idea. In the Montessori world, language isn't really taught in the traditional sense. It's absorbed. It's soaked up from the environment. This means the way we set up our home, the words we use, the materials we have out, it all creates this rich landscape where language can just naturally bloom. And we can see some really great simple examples of this. For fine motor skills, you could have things like stringing beads or a little board with locks and keys. For their sensory development, a mystery bag with different objects to feel is a classic. For language, classification cards are amazing for building vocabulary. And for those early math skills, something as simple as sorting buttons by color and size, that lays an absolutely crucial foundation. And development isn't just about these small, focused tasks. It's also about connecting with the bigger world around them. This could mean caring for a little plant, arranging some flowers in a vase, or just going on lots of nature walks. It also means making sure there's open space for them to move, room for a push toy, or maybe some simple stepping stones to practice their balance. So maybe just take a quick look around your own home. Is there a way you could create just a little more space for movement? Or how could you bring a little piece of nature inside for your child to connect with and care for? All right, let's bring it all together. What is the ultimate takeaway from all of this? When you strip it all down, the goal is something so much bigger than a perfectly tidy playroom. The real goal here is to cultivate a lifelong love of learning. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The goal is not a perfect home, but an environment that respects the child's natural development and empowers their independence. The key words there are respect and empowerment, not perfection. That's so freeing. So always remember, this blueprint isn't just about building a space. It's about building a human being, a capable, confident, and deeply curious child who feels at home not just in your house, but in the world. So I'll leave you with this final thought. This isn't about overhauling your entire house overnight. Far from it. Just ask yourself this. What is one small change, one tiny thing you could do today to give your child just a little bit more independence?